evening, everyone. Welcome to our Innovative Leadership Decode session. We're pleased to have our student leaders. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So, right now, we're going to explore the innovative leadership through your experiences. And later on, we will ask a series of questions. And after each question, we will build a part of our innovative leadership blueprint to visualize the key themes. So, shall we start? Can I get heart reactions if you're ready? Okay, I guess everyone is ready. So, let's start with our first question.
Okay, so good evening once again, everyone. So thank you for being with us today. To begin, could you please briefly introduce yourself and share your role as a student leader? We would also love to hear about the organizations or initiatives you are currently involved in.
So good evening, everyone. I am Evangeline Timosilia, the current SBO, CWE SBO governor.
Right, so good evening, everyone. My name is Eliza Kate Minel, currently the president of the Young Educators Club.
So my name is Jason Kurt Kalupugamaya from the Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, third year, and I am currently a junior extensionist of our BSED program, no? A BSED extension program called USWAG, or in short, it means uplifting skills for well-advanced growth, and particularly a video documentary officer. And I am also an outgoing associate treasurer of our college student body organization, and a current member in Malaybay City chapter, which is a non-government organization.
Okay, for the second question, how do you define innovative leadership in your own words or based on your experience? And what does it mean to you to lead with innovation in mind?
Okay, so for me, an innovative leader is a leader who is adaptable and adaptable to change and is flexible. So when you say, for me, when you say innovative in mind, it means that being open to ideas from your members and your officers, being open to all suggestions, and regardless of the failure or the uh, innovation in mind is simply a leader or who is innovative that is not afraid to take a risk. So that's it.
All right, if we define innovative for me as a leader, it is being open, just like what Miss Evangeline or Gov said. It's being open to new ideas, especially of creating activities for your members. So, being open and being creative in a way that your members could also open for their ideas, share their ideas, and
Ako ng turn ba? It's my turn. Is it my turn na? All right. So for
Yeah.
me, just as what they've said, no, a student leader, as a student leader in our college, no, innovative leadership is about leading and solving problems with creativity, no. From the word innovative, which means new and original in terms of coming up with solutions and even to solving a problem, no, as well as coming up with ideas that will really help our college or community. This also includes thinking outside the box to make a better ways, no, being adaptable and flexible, just as what Gov have mentioned, no, being able to adapt, flexible, as well as being open-minded and resourceful, especially in times of challenges.
Okay, thank you for your answers. For the next question, how do you approach leadership differently from more traditional methods? Can you provide an example where you took a different or unique approach to solving a problem?
Traditional leaders are more on delegating the task or more on command. So my approach, my there's more inspiration, and then I include myself on the delegation of tasks. That so it is not really lang solely ng members ang maglihok, but I include myself in all the planning and all the activities or sa paglihok sa event. So one example of that is our uh, conducted events sa SBO. So since we are in an organization, organization is not a one-man team. So it's a collaboration within your group. So dili lang isa ang maglihok, of course. So um uh the same the events and the bugat, then all tasks are well designated. All officers are designated with a specific task to be accomplished, and I include myself on those tasks. For now. Thank you.
if we talk about traditional approach magad in terms of leadership, they are being close-minded. So they are not really open to new ideas. But for me as a leader, if you really know me as a person po, I'm very prangka yun. So on every aspect. So if na ako'y thoughts na gusto i-share, ako gid siyang gusto i-share. So if na ay mga activities, and let's say that isa ka member is not doing her part, is ako gid nang always i-call out. And a way that I really want us as a member or as a part of an organization to really work together to collaborate as one because um, conducting an activity is not just merely sa ako alang na part but also to us or to an org to our org itself. So that's why I really wanted my member or my officers to really collaborate to share their ideas how to make things much more innovative and um, nice pud bit kanang ma-conclude bitaw na sa among self that our activities is a success. So that's all. Thank you.
All right, so no, just the same with them, no. Especially that I am also together with Ate Gob, no, with the same organization, no. I or we approach leadership with collaborative and creative mindset, yapon, no, because I have this very mantra that I've been carrying all throughout my journey as a student leader, manggod, no, which says together is the key, success will see. No, what I'm trying to imply by that is collaboration is the key, no, to success. So often from the traditional methods where the main leader has the authority, has only the authority to give orders, no, like our advisor na mag-rely lang ta na sa dili ni na sa SBO, no. That is a traditional way where the main leader only has the authority to give up orders, but instead, we should include all members in decision making to generate more better ideas, as planning solutions, ano pa, actions, and solving problems really requires a two-way process rather than just a one-way lang bitaw nga communication from the top to members. And so collaboration.
Okay, so for the fourth question, what Princess said is that how do you encourage innovation within your team or organization? And what strategies do you use to foster creativity and new ideas among your peers? Once again, how do you encourage innovation within your team or organization? And what strategies do you use to foster creativity and new ideas among your peers?
Right, thank you so much for that. So, how do I encourage innovation within our organization? So, um, simply, I just try to include them in the decision making that I will be doing. So, I also want everyone to be included sa organization. Na wala gil ma-left out. Wala ideas na dili ma-acknowledge. So, all suggestions, ideas are acknowledged. And then, regardless of anong kuan siya, regardless of kung saan na siya nga idea. So, i-acknowledge everything para dili wala magmahay, no? And also, I, I like collaboration or collaborative work within my team. So, in every decision making, in every activities na plan, I always try to ask suggestions from them. I try to ask kung saan mas better, kung saan lang masuggest anong idea. So, dili siya solely sa ako. So, that's why on activities or our activities are a because of that. And also, I also encourage uh, and dili lang for our ang makabenefit is kami officer but everyone since we are leading the whole college so the ideas or our plans or ang ato ang individual or our outcome or output should benefit all the students dili siya self-serving ba. So also every and every suggestions coming from our team sa kaning organizations of course acknowledge and then especially if our heads or committee heads in every event so they are acknowledged they are in every event when celebratory gid kayo if maenang ilang event because all the hard work and efforts are kaning paid off man dahil ang tanan lang gipud nga kaning kuan nga effort sa event and also um ano pa ba? So also communication as well is what I am kanang gina-kuan jud gina-encourage na sa organization or if naayos something's wrong or nasa gusto nga i-voice out, they can openly voice it out mo para ma-address whatever nasa concerns and para kuan para dili bitaw divided walay gap ang mga members and officers with each other. So that's how I encourage innovative innovativeness in our organization. Thank you.
kanang as a first year taha pa man gyud ta og approach, especially if ma-elect as an officer sa isa ka organization. So I want them to feel free to share their ideas, their concepts na kanang gusto nila i-share, especially if na may mga events na gusto i-held. So I really want to provide a safe space for them where comfortable sila mag-share silang ideas, not just dili lang sa first year itself but also to other year level, because since naman gyapon year level na kanang mataha gyapon open up sa ilahang opinion. And also at the same time I also agree with Miss Evangeline about the idea, wala ideas nga mali gyud. So all ideas I also want them to feel free, and then at the same time is gusto na ko nga ang ilang ideas is ma-input gyud bitaw para wala gyud mahay. So that's all. Thank you.
All right, for me naman, just like what I've said earlier, na that collaboration and open communication is the key, no? Just as what they have emphasized, no? I want everyone to feel comfortable and welcome to share their ideas in terms of strategies. I always facilitate brainstorming sessions among the groups that I've been in, and not just in SBL and in our extension program, but also in my band, Banda, and my class groups or academic groups. Collaboration and open communication.
So next question is, can you share an example where your leadership led to an innovative outcome, and what challenges did you face and how did you overcome them?
Okay, so one example of our event na innovative is during our first general assembly, where we all know that the budget is really not that giving sa kuan. So there's resources, I have budget constraints during that time. So we wala may nakakuan. Our budget is dili siya enough for our para sa mag limog katong stage I design sa stage. So what we've had or did nila Sheinah is kanang nagtapapel ni we use the kuan katong mga especially bond papers dito sa office. So dito may nagprint kami instead. Like I don't know, our budget for it was not approved. So yeah, we just used our what resources is available. So we have innovated that, and then it turned out good since our assembly was a success. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, ako na. So one of our example leadership nito. So actually our organization, we conducted a busy year-end celebration last year. So kato siya na celebration is daghan gyud challenges para lang gyud nga ma-pursue or dayon gyud namo to nga activity, because to tell you honestly daghan kay activities ang yet, but due to a lot of kanang constraint gyud, especially sa budget, sa resources. So that's one of the challenges as well. So katong year-end celebration namo, and I just commend that it's actually the first time that we conducted, I mean the DSET conducted it. So through that is, since wala may budget or dito kayo makuha budget sa bukso, so what we did is kuan na lang, nag-fund na lang ni. Pasikreto na lang. So muna lang gyud may kuan gyud sa, or pasikreto na lang og donate sa tinuod lang gyud. So ang mga ang resources or ang pag-design ato is very minimal lang po kayo because wala lagi budget. So there's actually a lot of things before na happen to brainstorming, daghan pa kay meetings na tabo, adjustments, a date. So overall though, success man for event, and which we will apply it in the next year-end celebrations. So that's all. Thank you.
So, all right, now. So, I'd like to share this experience. Now, allow me, Ate Gov and Vice, now to share this experience at SBO. Now, during the planning of one of our events, now, particularly the acquaintance party, now, where we have collaborated with the College of Technology, we struggled with low budget as well. Now, we couldn't even afford a LED wall with our tight budget given to us by the university. Now, so in order to make the event more fabulous and grand, all the govs, no, I think, and including us, the members, na we came up with a solution that we can collaborate with other colleges or other college to combine our budgets and make the acquaintance party more fabulous, while also emphasizing the essence of the event, which is camaraderie kay na ano man jud ta na sani na sagol mo ta sa Sagayan college, and na-emphasize what jud ang sani essence of that event. And I also like to share my experience of my way of leading a class activity groups, no, because I believe na being a leader is not just not only revolves in being in an organization, no, it also involves leading a class activity groups, like for example now, so, my experience is some of the groups that I've handled, no, there are some members that that didn't want to be involved in group tasks, no, and decision making, no. So familiar? Yeah. Those are members who are seem to be labeled as nonchalants. Sorry for the term, but they are just the ones who doesn't give a care about the activity. That's the challenge that I've always get frustrated about. No, so the solution that I came up about that in every activity we get into, I always put a matrix, no, that will acknowledge their efforts, no. Although this is not originally mine, but I find it really helpful, no. So I adapted this way from one of our instructors, and it is just simply as a matrix where the efforts of my members will be acknowledged, matrix where they can put their contributions of the task, and also I inform our instructors and my group members about it, that it is my way of ensuring fairness to the group task. So matrix siya nga, where ma-acknowledge lang efforts and contributions. And that led to ano good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Those are very insightful experiences. Now, the next question: how do you balance innovation with the practical needs of your organization or project? Do you ever feel a tension between maintaining tradition and pushing for new ideas?
Okay, so balancing innovation with practical needs of the organization is crucial, especially, but I try to approach it first by, of course, going back to our objectives. Diba, ang atong goal, why we are having this activity, why we are doing this. So, if kung ano din siya, then by considering this, of course, these objectives, we will be at least guided na din siya to on what needs to be done. So, and of course, na yung mga in pushing that, na medyo mga hesitation, nasa different kayo o ganun ko intention, of course, with some officers na ikapuya ng trabaho because kaning mas prefer mo ng other option than the practical one. So, but then due to kaning naman yung mga constraints, may mga other challenges. So, that's why push kita to more practical than ito mga ideal one. So, of course, dahil inay ka na, dili na mo masugo, dili na mo tawag sa mga sa di na mo ganun, buhat silang assignment task, but then kailangan lang sila push and then kasaban gamay para mo push aside and then mabuhat sila ang task. So, but then overall, those challenges, pati mga tension where naning kuan sa mga wala naman sa din siya um, uh, as as the planning goes by. So, makuha na siya, magbalitan na kayo, especially if the event was then successful. So, kuha na siya. Everything will go back to its normal na kan environment na lang.
Okay, so for me to balance innovation with practical needs sa among organization is just like what Miss Evangeline would said, no, that kailangan yun as a leader to conduct an activity where na-aim yun ang inyong goal as a group or as an organization. Kay if dili siya ma-align, is marag wala na sa yun bitaw siya pulos. And at the same time po, creating an activity, balancing your kanang needs sa organization o sa wants lang po yun is resources po yun. If naabatay, if aligned ba sa time, sa tanan, sa budget, and everything. So, dagan yung kaayo, ma-pressure if especially if dagan ka gusto implement ng mga projects or activities pero ang budget is wala dira. So to conduct yun is kailangan yun og balance between what's the most important o kanang dili yun bitaw kayo important na mga butang. So that's all I think. Thank you.
I believe they have said already na, including my thoughts, no, but I still wanted to add on it, no. So I balance innovation with practical needs by ensuring all the ideas are innovative but are also achievable, not just as what Evangeline Ate Gov have said, no, nga, we should go back to our objectives, no, and ensure if it's achievable given the circumstance that we have. Now, innovation is the ideal, but we must also ensure that it's aligned with the practical needs. And in terms of tension, there's a little tension because I respect the traditional methods and appreciate the valuable parts of it. No? But I still try to insert new ideas, but not really forcing it. No? If it's impossible to achieve, making sure that the change is natural. If it's impossible to achieve, maybe we can adjust it a little so that ma-align siya sa ato ang practical needs and objectives.
So thank you for your answer and sharing your experiences. So na-mention man yung ganina about collaboration. So the next question is, what role does collaboration play in your leadership? And can you give an example of how you've used teamwork to drive innovation?
Okay, so collaboration is, of course, for me, it plays a very crucial role, vital role in our organization because, as I've said, earlier, no? So organization is not a one-man team. It's a collaboration between all officers and as well as its members. So without collaboration, of course, um, all the events wouldn't be a success. We wouldn't be able to accomplish or achieve our objectives as to why we are conducting that event. So collaboration is really important, and I really give value to that. Because I always, uh, I love to work or I love to collaborate with a diverse organ. Daghan nga mga perspective kay I get to learn more sad, especially kaning kung ano si what is like kung sa mas better no sa kaning implement kung sa mas nice na alternative. So if one man team pag ikaw lang wala kay ma-discuss wala kay ka-discuss kan sa imong mga ideas, so baka bala if effective siya. Bisag ka kabalo kung ano siya, kung achievable ba siya. So with your team, as you collaborate with your team, so at least you're able to discuss your ideas to them, and then you get to learn their ideas coming from that kaning concept and kaning topic. Then you pitch ang ideas niya ako. I ask ideas from my officers, and then I try to mag-pick from that ideas. Like, I mag-pitch ta og Laksa, and then we make that ay kanina mga ideas coming from the suggestions, we make it as one big idea para everyone contributed on that. So dili siya isa lang. The idea is wala mo na
Collaboration itself is really important because collaboration is not just creating a relationship sa isa lang ka, let's say sa officers lang itself, but also to all the or all the members of your organization, because wala ka na nga posisyon without them, right? So through collaboration you create memories with them, you create or you innovate activities, or you create activities, you share ideas through collaboration, and then what's your success is also their success. Their success is also my success. So that's why collaboration is very important. Labi na nga if ang imong bitang members is dili kayo ingon nga suod, but I'm just happy that my members, especially sa Bisan, is very close to one another. They're very open. So especially sa mga first year, if they need something, is easy na pud nila matap ang ilang mga seniors or ang higher levels ila. So that in that way is makita gyud how we collaborate to one another, not just merely sa isa lang year level, but also to all of the early childhood education. So that's all.
So yeah, just like what I've said earlier, now that collaboration is the key. With my mantra, together is the key. Success will see. No, I always use teamwork in all of our groups that I've been in, not just in organizations and initiatives, but also in small groups. Just like small groups like my academic class groups and my band. No, just like what we are doing in our band. No, when we have upcoming events like Battle of the Bands, we always initiate brainstorm sessions now together beforehand to arrange a piece. No, then because of our teamwork, we accumulated great results such as winning competitions or even winning tons of awards because we have a collaboration, man. So again with my mantra, together is the key. Success will see.
Okay, thank you. My question is, in what ways do you seek out and integrate diverse perspective to innovate? And as a leader, how do you ensure that all the voices of uh, your 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 members are heard when working on innovative projects?
Okay, so I seek innovative or I mean I seek out or integrate diverse perspectives sa akong officers, which in a way nga, as I said earlier, their suggestions, all of their ideas are here and they are acknowledged. So I ensure that wala left out, wala ideas na left behind sa ilaha, and all of it are all acknowledged. So especially during sa kanang mga discussion periods when we try to teach mo sa mga better ways to do this unsa ang manimpuan unsa ang nice na alternative if kuan na if ataning himuon dinana. So all ideas from all officers are acknowledged. So given that kaning naman kay daghan ang officers, so na sila ay nagpasad kayo og kaning perspective na diverse sad kayo ang ilang mga suggestions. So dapat ay kaning mga practical lang ba na umali mga deal na kayo. So from all of those suggestions, so we try to kaning kuan we pathway para kuan para maka-come up og kaning that nga kaning alternative, especially sa mga plans, activities. So and also I always kanang kuan bitaw gapaminaw dito sa ilaha. I always listen to their kanang mga suggestion kung kanang out of basta mga discussions mga meetings na tapos mga kanang kuan ba kanang namang gitay officers na kaning dili maka-voice out during kanang nata sa meeting. So some officers ay na magkaning kuan voice out kanang suggestions after na kanang so na lang i-approach kanila sa ina na ba. So once said their ideas are ma-acknowledge sa na to ang ilang suggestions. So i-accept na to and then i-include gyapon na to siya sa ato ang sa plan and sa ato ang bill na mga initiative. So also on in every event na di ba naman din ang evaluation. So it as just be kanang kuan ay pina-foster din ng mga i-accept ang kanong mga feedbacks and comments constructively since it is for the concept of improvement sa future na events and then it's for kanang self-improvement methods.
Dili man ka makabalo kung kuan kung successful gid ang event if kaning dili ka makabalo kung unsa ang kaning kuan ang strength and weaknesses atong event. So inana. And lastly kuan kanang I always make sure nga they are all kuan lang heard, acknowledged and included. So ana, thank you.
Okay, so for me is same as Miss Evangeline. It is to ensure all voices are really heard because each one of us has different background, different race, different tradition. So lahi gid ang atong own perspective. So I really want to hear everyone every time na nami activities or monthly meeting because sa monthly meeting is like kamustahan lang, not just merely ka na naagi important na gina-meeting but every last Wednesday of the month. So we really tried nga we meet once a month no for like kamustahan, any updates sa inana. So I really want to hear kung sila kahitabo sa ako ang members as well and if na ay mga concern ba sila. So in that way is mapangitaan o pamaagi if na ay mga concerns ang everyone and syempre sa atong activity is since lahi man og background lahi race traditions is we really applied kung unsa gyud need sa each and everyone sa ako ang organization. So that's all. Thank you.
Um, so in our SBO naman, before the upcoming activities or events, no, we always initiate meetings ahead. No, we let each other to share our ideas on what we can do to make our events interesting and engaging as well as in solving problems. No, we then ensure that all ideas are heard and just what did I think of have said. No, na all ideas are heard by identifying which are the achievable ones. Then we don't just exclude the others, the other ideas, but we improve and revise it to make it align with our goals. And for example, our budget. No, we then combine everything to make a high quality event. So I guess they have shared a lot na
Okay,
earlier.
thank you. Now, moving on. What has been the biggest challenge you've faced when trying to implement innovative ideas? How did you navigate obstacles like resistance to change or limited resources?
The biggest challenges among all the challenges na among we face is a lack of resources and then resistance to change as well. Like some officers or like some of my officers kanang dili na bitaw mag-try og adapt og another ideas or another to of course naman yung mga discussions. So try ta og kaning suggested og other nga mga practical and kaning mga achievable bitaw nga mga ideas para mun then I always emphasize na kanang kuan let's think outside the box dili na ka mag stay sa kung unsa ang kaning kuan kanang unsa yung naandan bitaw. So we need to explore things and if some shall you take or kaning kuan lose the chance.
On my part, so one of the biggest challenges good to implement innovative ideas is syempre different perspective sa imuha ug sa imuhang members as well. So that's why I really want to connect each ideas good para happy ang tanan. Bitaw ina na lang basta kuan to mo naman po yung solution, di ba? And to acknowledge each everyone's effort and ideas. And at the same time, one of the challenges yun, number one, top tier nga problem is resources, budget. So, mo na siya. Since ECE man ni, so, best in DIY, do it yourself na lang yun, di ba? So, just like what Miss Evangeline and Mr. Jason said, nga, we really need to think outside the box to really innovate. No, dili lang ta merely mag-enclose lang sa mga ready-made na mga materials if you want to implement something, di ba? And also, one of the challenges is mga badlongon ng mga member. So just like what I mentioned kanina, I'm really prangka yun. So I call them out. No, we talk problems nga no, why did it happen, ganyan. But in a respectful and demure way yapon. And how I navigate it is syempre feedback from my members, my co-officers, sa ako ang, especially ang advisor yun, kay sila man gyud mas dagan pag idea how to make things work and collaborate with one another. So, and goal which kanang achievable pod yun para ma-success ang activities that we want to implement.
So in terms of biggest challenge, no, I believe I already mentioned the biggest challenge I've encountered, which is budget constraints. No, given that the university is doing budget cuts, no, all parts of the university, including the clubs and orgs, have been affected. No, so in our SBO, how did we navigate by that challenge? Was we did not force the unachievable activities. To be honest, in SBO, we have a lot of planned of set of activities for the whole year, school year, no, including workshops and outreach programs, no. But we did not go for it because we lack enough budget for it not to fulfill those, no. And instead, we just push only those achievable and more essential ones. Additionally, we also come up with the initiative to do collection policy to help support our other activities.
For the next question, how do you measure the success of innovative ideas or initiatives you've led? Do you use specific metrics or feedback from your team?
We measure the success of our event through our objectives are achieved. And then we also use, of course, in every event, naman kita mga evaluation form. So through it, also, muna ang kaming other way nga kaming pag-measure if successful ba ang event through the feedback from the students and then the officers on what needs to be improved or what are the strengths and the weaknesses of that event. So through it, we are able to learn and then assess if kung ang need na i-improve sa future ng mga event.
So for me, same with Miss Evangeline, is that the goals of the activity is achieved good, and at the same time, for me to assess is the evaluation form. Every after the activity, nag-evaluation form na ginahatag to identify if what could be more, what would be needs to improve for the next implementation. And for us officers, we actually conduct an after activity meeting where we share what went wrong, unsa ang nice nga nahitabo, and then in that part is manggawas dira ang mga gipang dibdib sa mga other officers, because I can still remember last school year, dili pa ko president that time but I'm already an officer, is na-share yun isa ka member sa mo ang officer where dili gid siya gapaminahon sa iyahang, although year representative siya, so di siya gapaminahon sa iyahang members, so that's iyahang second year members is di gid siya gapaminahon if na mga activities dili kayo ga appeal, no. So through that is ma-call out good ang attention sa everyone. So it's actually a good way, a good routine, no, to have a meeting every after activity so that may balaan ang what could possibly go wrong, what could possibly went well in the future implementation.
Actually, in SBO, we do have a practical way of measuring success through a feedbacking Google Forms, just as what they mentioned ni Ate Gov and Ate Eliza. And we let them to give their feedbacks, no, through the help of the clubs, nga gipag-disseminate namo sa everyone who are involved in the activity. And we also have post meetings every after the events. We talk about the things that what went well, same with Eliza, na what went well, as well as the things that didn't go well. These platforms will really improve our ways in the future upcoming events.
Thank you for all of your answers. So for the next question, how has your approach to leadership evolved during your time as a student leader? Were there any key moments that shaped your view on innovative leadership?
That I need to be more focused or dili pagsuga og kaning kumpiyansa sa kaning pagdelegate of tasks. So over time I always include myself in the preparation of, and I also say one of the biggest lessons that I have learned during my term this year sa art is to be meticulous in everything, and then to learn by doing dyan, do kaya possible you can you double check, and if possible ikaw maglihok if you are if kaya, so you delegate the task but at the same time you kanang i-guide din sila, dili mo pasagan ng mga officers inana. And also I also learned to kanang kon bitaw ang mga small gestures has a big impact na sa mga officers, especially officers no, kay mga officers di naman sila nakita na sila maybe sa ato since kaning kuan like engage ulit sa mga officers, then but katong mga students na mga nakita nila officer nga kaning mga okay ra, but behind those kaning mga smiles diba, kaya naglikap na sabihin nato mga officers. So mga small gestures nato, of course it creates a big impact then. So kanang feel nila kaning kuan ba kanang gikapoy na sila, but then since you are, of course you are the leader, ikaw man ang ilahang ate sa group, you are the head of the group, so of course ikaw mag-appeal pa rin ko mag Leah, so you kanang kuan like mga small congratulations and thank you for your efforts. When all of your efforts are well paid off, mga kuan, wala na day, mga successful na events and then mga kaning kuan. We are all in this together.
Before I became the president of the Young Educators Club, is I really have the self doubt regarding sa akong capabilities because it's my first time handling a big group. Even though 200 lang kapin, it's still a big group. So I really doubted my capabilities if I could lead them well, no? So karon I came to realize nga you really don't need to underestimate what you're capable of because as time goes by, you still grow, you also grow, not just merely the person, but also a leader to them. And I also come to realize na dili lang ikaw ang dadala sa group. You have your members, you have your co-officers, so you also have someone to tap on. So dili tanan kalibutan gibagsak sa imuha. Ina ba? So it also came to my realize to try. I came to my reflect na ko is that you really also need to trust your members or your team, diba? Because just like what I've said, dili lang ikaw ang gadala sa grupo but also them. So that's all. Thank you.
So as a student leader, now my approach has really changed over time. No, okay. At first, I thought leadership was gonna be mostly about following plans, making sure everything get organized now, and getting things done on time, and also gonna being abtik lang bitaw. But as I gained more experience, I realized that leadership is much more than that. No, I learned, especially in SBO, I've learned a lot, and I realized a lot now that I learned the importance of working together with others and being open to the new ideas and thinking creatively with solve problems, coming up with solutions to a problem. And I became more flexible and learned how to adjust when things don't go as planned. I also discovered that a good leader doesn't just manage tasks, but they also inspire people, support their teammates, just as what Lisa mentioned, support their teammates and help bring out the best in everyone. So it's about making sure everyone feels included, and heard and appreciated. So this shift in my mindset have helped me becoming a better leader who values teamwork, trust, and shared success. Even in YEC, I've learned also a lot from YEC. I've been also a former social manager, and yeah, collaboration is a must and evidently din as a YEC.
Thank you for that insightful and wonderful experiences. So the next question is, who or what has inspired your style of leadership? Are there any leaders, either in past or present, who have influenced your thinking?
From all those kind of leaders that I have encountered, I learned from their styles, and then I try to adapt kung silang style na I think effective, and then so far, effective na jud siya. So, and also just fun recently, I was inspired more sa kaning kon bitaw o election na ba, pero I kon siya out of kaning mga election all related things, but I am really inspired by our mayor, no? Like, he is the efficiency. He is really transparent. Ano gapanan nito? Ano na si Leah? Okay, he is really transparent and real to be in better and then become an effective leader. So, and also we have those kaning mga style bitaw. I know you're familiar with servant mga different kaning leadership styles, no? So, I gina-embody or according ko kanang style in leadership is the servant leader, wherein I include myself, I lead as I serve. So the servant leadership is emphasizes serving others, serving the needs of others through kaning concept through leading them. So dili lang ka passive na leader, but you include yourself in all. Kanang dili lang ka mag-delegate of task, but you serve and then you lead the group. Okay, of course, your success or the team success is everyone's success. So, thank you.
Me is the one who inspired me being a leader is actually akong lola. Hinay man ako kasi madunggan niya, dako yung ulo. Dako lola. She is actually a purok leader. So that is for 5 or 8 years na. So the way she handled her purok is makitang bitaw that ginauna niya ang other people, very selfless and always active, even though karon dili na siya ang purok leader day sa mua, is makitang pa bitaw gyapon that maayo ang iyahang pagtrato sa ubang tao because dagan pagyapon gaan hidiri mangita siyang service and then makurat na lang nga and by the way, she's also a government employee, so dagan magaan hidiri makurat nga nag-retire na day siya. So it is really evident how she handled people well, and even though retired na siya, dili pagyapon siya mobalibad sa mga tabang nga ginapangayo sa ubang tao, no? So even though nga sakit na iyahang tuhod, gana siya reklamo, tiguwag naman yun. So inana, so I'm just very happy and I really wanted to be just like her, diba nga, even though nga inana wala na siya sa position to handle such a big kind of group, no? So there are still people that need ang iyang help, ang iyang service. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
All right, so for me naman, there is no specific people that have inspired me yet, but it's just that through the experience, because I've been part of different groups naman, like clubs and orgs, and as well as initiatives like Ancho and Uswag. Additionally, the small groups that I have from academic and my band as well. Now, through the experiences, I realized that as either a leader or a member, we have to really listen to each other. No, be a forward thinker and critical. Be a forward and critical thinker and be adaptable as well as be flexible. So again, there is no specific people na na-inspired sa ako. Abot lang nga na leader ko nga introverted di ko nga tao, pero maybe it's just that my gid nasa akong heart, yeah. Aside sa iya, nasa akong heart ang pagka-leader because I took it as a kanang opportunity to grow. Kanang.
Okay, thank you for that wonderful insights. The next question is that how do you see the role of innovation and leadership evolving in the future? What do you think student leaders will need to focus on the incoming years to remain effective?
Innovative leadership in the future are very well molded and critical, and then as with the siya, constantly evolving, and then we are constant. Itong technology is the modernized siya, so pwede na ko mo kaning kuan niya i-adapt sa itong mga leaders o ang mga future leaders, no? So they need to be kaning kuan more adaptive to change. They need to be more resilient as well, and then they are kaning kuan they are able to bounce back from all the challenges kung sa mga hapak nila sa universe, so resilient sila, makakaya na nila. And then I know in the kaning kuan sa mga future leaders sa mga criticism, yung mga challenging mga kanilang hapak sila kay nalang ginano the position na kanang mag-look up sila dahil sa dito mag-criticize na. So all you have to kaning kuan put in mind is to look back on the reasons why they're on the position, and then they try to to be resilient and then adapt to the changes in the universe. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, so for me, same with Miss Evangeline, I just want for the future to be it to be well molded, well used. So I just hope na dili ginaabusar ang ilang power as a leader, and also constantly adapt to ideas, since namagi uban nga not really open, especially katong mga baby boomer era, charot. Sa mga millennial or sa padira sila nga era do. So syempre if kuan is very close pagid na sila sa mga ideas, especially karon is very kuan na gyud sa technology, social media. So I just hope that they are very open sa mga just like what I've said, ideas and also sa mga strategies to conduct a activity well.
Innovation will become even more important in leadership as the world continues to change rapidly or quickly. Leaders will need to be more adaptable, and just as what they have mentioned, more adaptable, be creative, and open to new ways of thinking to respond to challenges and opportunities. And what the leaders would need to focus on in the coming years to remain effective. Listen to the voices lang of the community you serve, as well as to your co-leaders, and be adaptable to change and be a forward thinker so you can foresee any challenges that will emerge along the way. So that's all.
Okay, since we're reaching the almost the end of our interview, I'm down with 2 questions na lang. I will be asking you this question. What advice would you give to emerging student leaders about embracing innovation? What skills or mindsets are essential to lead innovatively?
Future mga leaders, no? I guess the mindset that I can suggest to them is that you take the risk or lose the chance. So regardless of the setbacks or the risk that it may have caused, no? As long as kanang kuan, if you think that nice and then beneficial sa good siya plan and then practical, dili lang siya kanang kuan rely ka too much on an idea kayo. But if you think that naay kaning paingon dito na siya nga an idea or your kaning plan, then you go for it. do not waste your time having what ifs in mind. So if succeeds, then congratulations. And if it's not, if really, then we'll better it next time. No, no. So, but all in all, no, I would like to also to like congratulate you to our future leaders for taking the risk and for accepting the challenge and the responsibilities. So I know being a leader, a student leader, a student and a student leader is not that easy. Okay, we need to balance everything, but we need to balance our academics and the extracurricular activities and then mga plannings pa with all the ganun din na siya mga kuan mga small mga small nga mga challenges. So I know dili siya basta lang yun. So we need to have the strong courage and then willpower lang sa good to go on and to move forward given your responsibility. So ano, kumbati lang jud ka. Thank you.
Okay, so for me, ang ako lang advice to those incoming student leader is that to be brave, to face the challenges, and then kay wala magay problem nga walay solution, but always make sure to really bounce back because becoming a leader is not an easy task. So it takes a lot of courage, determination, time management since ibalance na gyud nimo imuhang pagka student and at the same time a student leader, and I hope that you also have a strong spirit to lead everyone so that kayahayang inyong relationship, both you as a leader and to them as a member. So for that is na din may collaboration and you could create a strong relationship with one another. So that's all.
They have shared enough now, but and also I already mentioned a few of those, but let me just reiterate those and add a little maybe. So first off, be a forward thinker. Na muna akong ma-advise sa upcoming sa to, ang mga student leaders. Be a forward thinker, be flexible and adaptable, be a good listener because a good leader is also a good listener, and be brave enough to face challenges and be the voice of the students. Be open-minded as well, enough to face criticisms because and address them because not everyone will go with our ideas and have some confidence and perseverance to get through any obstacles and persevere your stand and have an indomitable spirit for you to fight for your community that you are serving and have the modesty and etiquette as we have to respect not just to others but also to ourselves as well. So again, remember those, self-confidence, perseverance, indomitable spirit, modesty and etiquette. Those tenets are not originally mine, but I have embodied it from Taekwondo. So yeah.
Thank you for your answer. And last question. So, di ba, all of you mentioned earlier about different techniques and strategies of you being a leader and also your different experiences as a leader. So, the next question for the last, is there anything you else like add about innovative leadership or your experience as a student leader?
Thing that I need to add is for our future leaders to be more innovative is really to okay, to be more adaptive, be adaptable to changes, to not be fast, be more active and be involved. And also, given that you have given the responsibility to lead, then you given that you accepted that responsibility, so you choose that in the first place, then you go for it, and then you fulfill the responsibilities that you have promised to take out of. So I guess that's all for everyone now. Okay, thank you.
All right, so good evening, everyone. So to end our presentation, we would like to share this visual blueprint. Allow me to share my screen. So from the answers of all the leaders here, we were able to put together these key ideas and values that show how a true innovative leader works. So as you can see, it's not just about having smart or creative ideas, but it's about being open to change, knowing how to collaborate, and give and receive feedback. And it's also about leading with creativity, resilience, and a clear goal. So all of you as innovative leaders know how to bring people together, guide them towards success, and make room for growth and change. So I would like to thank, or we would like to sincerely thank our student leaders who shared their time and wisdom to us ani nga interview. So thank you kayo sa inyong input because it really helped us to understand this topic more clearly, kaning innovative leadership. So it inspired us to become better leaders also, not just as student leaders but leaders education. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you, and may we all continue to lead with innovation and a heart. Thank you so much, everyone.